For years, Devil's Canyon had been avoided by locals. Old hunters claimed strange screams echoed through the valley after sunset. Campers spoke of massive footprints that appeared overnight, only to vanish by morning. But there was never enough evidence to prove any of it. Most people dismissed the stories as local folklore. 23-year-old Ethan Carter, Ryan Brooks, Noah Hayes, and Emily Foster certainly did. The four lifelong friends loved adventure. They filmed hiking trips for social media and often laughed at ghost stories. When they announced they were spending a week exploring Devil's Canyon, their families were worried. "It's just another hiking trip," Ethan laughed. "We'll be back before you even miss us." Those were the last words anyone heard from them. 7 days passed, then 10. Their phones went straight to voicemail. The families reported them missing. Within hours, deputies, volunteers, search dogs, drones, and even helicopters combed the forest. The search continued for nearly a month. Nothing. No backpacks. No campfire. No footprints. No bodies. It was as if the four friends had simply vanished from the face of the earth. Eventually, the search was called off. Months passed. The families slowly accepted the painful possibility that their children were gone forever. Until 8 months later, a hunter stumbled across a young woman staggering out of the forest nearly 40 miles from the canyon. She was barefoot. Her clothes were ripped to pieces. Her body was covered in scars. Her hair had turned almost completely white. It was Emily, barely alive. Doctors said she was severely malnourished, dehydrated, and suffering from extreme psychological trauma. She remained unconscious for 3 days. When she finally opened her eyes, detectives were waiting. Sheriff Daniel Mercer sat quietly beside her hospital bed. "Emily," he said gently, "what happened to your friends?" She stared at the ceiling for nearly a minute. Then she whispered, "We woke something that should never be disturbed." According to Emily, on the 3rd day of their hike, they discovered an enormous cave hidden deep inside the canyon. Inside, claw marks covered the stone walls. Some were taller than any human could reach. At the center stood an ancient stone altar. Strange symbols had been carved into it centuries ago. Resting on top were small bone carvings, black candles, and a necklace made from enormous animal teeth. Ryan laughed. "This is probably some old movie set." Noah picked up the necklace and wore it. Ethan recorded everything while making jokes for the camera. Emily begged them to stop touching the objects. They ignored her. Ryan even knocked one of the candles onto the ground. Before leaving, Noah mockingly bowed toward the altar. "If there's a monster living here," he grinned, "come find us." Nothing happened, so they laughed and returned to camp. That night, they built a fire beside a river. After dinner, Emily walked away to wash her face in the water. She couldn't have been gone for more than 5 minutes. Then, she heard screaming. Not one scream, 3, then silence. She sprinted back. The fire was still burning. Ryan lay beside it. His chest had been ripped open. Ethan's body had been thrown against a tree nearly 30 feet away. Noah was gone. Only a trail of blood disappeared into the darkness. Emily froze. Then she heard breathing. Slow, heavy, behind her. She turned just enough to see it. A creature over 9 feet tall, covered in black matted fur. Its arms reached almost to the ground. Its claws were longer than kitchen knives. Its glowing yellow eyes stared directly at her. Emily accidentally stepped backward. Crack! A dry branch snapped beneath her foot. The creature instantly whipped its head toward the sound. For a terrifying moment, it smiled. Then it charged. Emily threw herself behind a fallen tree. The beast tore through the campsite, smashing tents and supplies while sniffing the air only feet away from her hiding place. After several minutes, it walked away. She didn't move until sunrise. Everything they had brought was destroyed. Food, maps, phones, even their camping gear had been shredded. For months, Emily wandered through the wilderness. She survived by drinking river water, catching fish with her bare hands, and eating wild berries and edible roots. More than once, she heard the creature howling in the distance. Sometimes, she woke to find enormous footprints circling wherever she had slept. She believed it was hunting her, waiting, playing with her, Finally, after 8 months, she found a logging road and collapsed. The story spread across the country. Some called Emily a survivor. Others called her insane. Sheriff Mercer believed there was only one way to know the truth. "We're taking a search team back to Devil's Canyon," he announced. "You'll lead us there." Emily's face turned pale. "No, you know the way. No, if you're telling the truth, your friends deserve to be brought home." She burst into tears. "You don't understand." The sheriff leaned closer. "Then help me understand," Emily whispered. "If we go back, it'll know I returned." The sheriff dismissed her fear as trauma. 3 days later, despite her protests, a heavily armed rescue team entered Devil's Canyon, with Emily leading the way. None of them noticed that the deeper they walked into the forest, the trees became covered with fresh claw marks, and hanging from one low branch, swaying gently in the wind, was a necklace made from enormous animal teeth. The very same necklace Noah had taken from the altar. Emily stopped walking. Her breathing became shallow. Then, from somewhere deep inside the canyon, a long, guttural roar echoed through the trees. The sheriff reached for his rifle. Emily slowly closed her eyes. She didn't know which terrified her more: the possibility that the creature had been waiting for her, or the possibility that it wasn't the only thing living in those woods.